The story begins in the bustling city of Tokyo. It's a typical morning, the same rush and chaos as always, with countless people hurrying to catch their trains and get to work. Inside one such train, passengers are absorbed in their own worlds, lost in thought or engrossed in their devices. A man tries to open a water bottle, but the cap slips from his grasp and disappears in the jostling crowd. This seemingly insignificant event is followed by something far more unsettling. Everyone's phones simultaneously malfunction, flashing ominous earthquake alerts. Panic sets in as the train races through a tunnel, and a sudden, violent jolt throws everyone off their feet. The scene shifts abruptly, revealing the train carriage inexplicably transported to a vast, verdant jungle. The passengers, regaining consciousness, find themselves disoriented and bewildered. The once familiar cityscape of Tokyo has vanished, replaced by an alien wilderness. Fear and confusion reign as they realize they are stranded in a single compartment, detached from the rest of the train, in a place that seems both unreal and terrifying. Among the passengers is Sam, a courageous firefighter who takes charge, attempting to calm the panicked crowd. He is assisted by Yumi, a young woman aspiring to become a firefighter herself, who has previously attended Sam's training classes and harbors a secret admiration for him. The narrative then jumps back to 2023, the day these passengers boarded the ill-fated train. The train management team is baffled by the inexplicable disappearance of two compartments, including Sam's. Engineers meticulously examine the tunnel where the compartments vanished, searching for any clue to their whereabouts. Meanwhile, Sam, Yumi, and another young man are exploring the tunnel from the other side, hoping to find rescuers. They spot a glimmer of light in the distance, as do the engineers on the 2023 side. Both parties mistakenly believe they have found each other. However, Sam's group emerges from the tunnel to find themselves bathed in sunlight, gazing upon a desolate, desert-like landscape. On the 2023 side, the engineers encounter another team of their colleagues, also searching for the missing passengers. Devastated by the sight of the transformed Tokyo, Sam's group captures videos of the surreal surroundings to show their fellow passengers, who initially refuse to believe their account. The reality of their bizarre predicament sinks in as they watch the footage, confirming their displacement to a strange and unknown place. Stranded without communication, food, or any sign of civilization, they grapple with the daunting prospect of survival. Hours turn into days, with no rescue in sight. Hunger gnaws at their stomachs, and those with meager snacks reluctantly share them. A selfish passenger named Rina, driven by desperation, rummages through everyone's belongings in search of food. She stumbles upon a letter in a man named Kashima's bag, revealing his past as a criminal. Rina, quick to jump to conclusions, accuses Kashima of orchestrating their predicament to blackmail the government into releasing him. Despite Kashima's desperate pleas of innocence, the panicked passengers turn against him. He decides to leave the compartment, seeking solitude and escape from their accusations. A young boy informs Sam and Yumi of Rina's deceitful actions, revealing that she had been stealing from their bags all along, casting doubt on Kashima's guilt. Sam, troubled by the injustice, sets out to find Kashima, rescuing him from a near-fatal fall into a ravine. Kashima expresses his gratitude and insists on his innocence, claiming to be a renowned hairdresser. Sam, sensing more to the story, refrains from pressing him further about the incriminating letter. As night falls, anxieties escalate, and sleep becomes a distant luxury for many. Sam's tireless efforts to help his fellow passengers draw Rina's suspicion. She confronts him, questioning his motives for his unwavering kindness. Sam reveals a deeply buried guilt stemming from an accident that left his best friend with broken legs. Driven by remorse, he vowed to help anyone in need, seeking redemption for his past mistake. Kashima, moved by Sam's story, reminisces about his own brother and the sacrifices he made to provide him with a better life. He reveals his brother's descent into a life of crime, driven by the pressures of their impoverished circumstances. It is then revealed that the incriminating letter found in Kashima's bag actually belonged to his brother, who was on the train to meet Kashima after his imminent release from prison. Forced to confront their dire situation, the passengers venture into the jungle in search of sustenance. They stumble upon a towering structure, a skyscraper that, according to their knowledge, was not scheduled for completion until 2026. The realization dawns upon them. They have been transported not just to a different place, but to a different time, a future perhaps decades ahead of their own. This unsettling discovery is further solidified when a botanist among them identifies a plant species that wouldn't exist for another 30 years. The stark reality of their displacement to a future ravaged by an unknown cataclysm leaves them reeling. Meanwhile, back in 2023, the official announcement of the missing train compartments and their passengers sends shockwaves through the nation. The scientists investigating the incident conclude that a wormhole, formed by a supernova explosion, is responsible for the temporal anomaly. In the future, the passengers face a growing water crisis. Sam, ever resourceful, devises a plan to collect rainwater using a large plastic sheet. However, their hopes are dashed when the plan fails. The biologist, exploring the desolate landscape, discovers a flower known to thrive near water sources, offering a glimmer of hope. Driven by the need for survival, Sam, Yumi, and Kashima embark on a perilous climb up a steep mountain, following the botanist's lead. Their efforts are rewarded as they discover a precious water source, bringing much-needed relief to the parched group. From atop the mountain, Sam surveys the transformed landscape, witnessing the once iconic Tokyo skyline submerged beneath a vast expanse of water. As they adapt to their new reality, the passengers work together, creating makeshift tools and utensils, foraging for food, and establishing a semblance of order in their chaotic lives. However, their hard-won meals are tainted by the inclusion of poisonous berries. Suspicion falls on Tanaka, a security guard ostracized from the group for his abrasive behavior. While searching for Tanaka, Sam discovers Kashima's stolen scissors, confirming his suspicions. The biologist, drawing upon his knowledge of the terrain, suggests the presence of a nearby river, offering a potential source of food and water. Their search for the river leads them to a shocking discovery: a lifeless body, a grim reminder that they are not alone in this desolate future. As tensions rise, a sudden downpour brings a momentary respite. The biologist, dedicated to finding sustainable food sources, is attacked while foraging. The assailant is revealed to be Tanaka, who pleads for re-entry into the group, offering his expertise in security and trap-making in exchange for their protection. While foraging for food, Yumi accidentally consumes poisonous berries. Sam's concern for her well-being underscores his growing affection for her. The group rallies around Yumi, caring for her like family, their shared experiences forging a bond of unity and resilience. One day, Sam and Yumi encounter a young boy near their compartment. The boy leads them on a chase, inadvertently guiding them to the long-lost second compartment of the missing train. They meet Yumoto, the leader of the second group, who has established a more organized and resourceful community. Yumoto reveals a startling discovery: a ship containing a diary and a radio. Through the radio, they made contact with Canada, learning that they are 60 years in the future and that the world was destroyed in 2026 due to a catastrophic asteroid impact triggered by a satellite collision. Sam, desperate to find a way back to their own time, inquires about the radio. Yumoto reveals that it has been non-functional since the initial contact. He shares the devastating information about the future's demise with Sam, who returns to his group with the grim news. The weight of this revelation crushes the passengers' spirits. However, a glimmer of hope emerges as they consider the possibility of preventing the disaster by returning to the past. Their renewed determination fuels their efforts to find a way back to their own time. While foraging, the biologist discovers a collection of glowing green stones, theorizing that they possess energy that could potentially facilitate their return. Tanaka, overhearing this discovery, betrays the group by sharing this information with Yumoto in exchange for food and supplies. Meanwhile, Rina and Yumi, initially at odds, develop a fragile friendship. However, a disagreement escalates into a physical altercation, leading Rina to push Yumi into a pit containing a decomposing corpse. Terrified, they flee towards their compartment, only to be confronted by members of Yumoto's group. Rina abandons Yumi, prioritizing her own safety. Sam, learning of Yumi's predicament, sets out to rescue her, accompanied by Kashima. They arrive at the scene to find Yumi and Yumoto's group gone. Sam, believing Yumi to be kidnapped, prepares to attack Yumoto's group. Yumoto, informed of the impending attack, seeks an explanation. Sam accuses his group of harming Yumi. Yumoto apologizes on behalf of his group and promises to find Yumi safely. Sam, unconvinced, remains suspicious, believing Yumoto's group responsible for the death discovered in the pit. Yumoto reveals the truth. The deceased was a member of his own group who panicked upon arriving in the future and became violently unstable. In self-defense, Yumoto accidentally killed him. His honesty and leadership skills earned him the respect and loyalty of his fellow passengers. Sam and Kashima return to their compartment, preparing for a potential retaliatory attack. They craft makeshift weapons, determined to defend themselves. A wise woman among them suggests finding a new, hidden location before engaging in a potentially devastating conflict. She and the biologist set out to find a safe haven. Before they can relocate, Yumoto's group launches a surprise attack. Sam's group retaliates, and a fierce battle ensues. Yumoto, desperate to stop the senseless violence, pleads for peace. Amidst the chaos, Yumi emerges, having freed herself from captivity. Yumi exposes Yumoto's deception, revealing that the radio is non-functional and that he fabricated the story of contacting Canada. Yumoto confesses, admitting his desire to remain as the leader in the future, enjoying the respect and authority he had never experienced in his past life. Yumi threatens to expose his lies, prompting Yumoto to abandon his leadership and leave behind a diary containing the information he gleaned from the ship's diary about the supernova explosion and the future's destruction. The biologist and the woman searching for a new home stumble upon a cave filled with the glowing green stones, offering a potential solution to their predicament. Back in 2023, the scientist investigating the missing train compartments analyzes the tunnel footage and discovers the presence of the wormhole formed by the supernova explosion. He realizes that the wormhole connected 2023 and 2060, solving the mystery of the missing compartments. In the future, the passengers study the diary and learn about the supernova explosion and the impending asteroid impact. A sudden storm creates another wormhole, offering a chance to return to their own time. They activate the emergency exit, and the compartment is pulled through the wormhole. Back in 2023, the investigators witnessed the emergence of the compartment from the wormhole, retrieving a doll belonging to Tanaka. They realize the potential to recreate the wormhole and bring back the remaining passengers. They gather resources and successfully generate a new wormhole. The passengers board the compartment and are transported back to their own timeline. However, they arrive in 2026, just months before the predicted asteroid impact. They desperately try to warn the world about the impending disaster, but their claims are dismissed as delusional ramblings. The scientist who discovered the wormhole phenomenon visits the passengers, believing their story. A powerful woman among the passengers uses her influence to meet with the defense minister, sharing the knowledge gained from their time in the future. The defense minister reveals that they are aware of the asteroid threat and are developing a missile to destroy it before impact. The passengers are relieved to learn that the world is taking action to avert the disaster. On the fateful day of the predicted impact, the passengers anxiously await the outcome. They watch as the missile successfully intercepts and destroys the asteroid, saving the world from destruction. The season concludes with the world safe and the passengers grateful for their second chance.